WholeWheatPete is an anime cosplayer guy who has 3.6 million subs on YouTube, and he has multiple videos with many millions of views. He's got 30 million views on his top one, and then a few with 20 million. Besides that, you scroll down, 2 million views on a lot of these. That's nothing to sneeze at. So, pretty popular guy there. TikTok, he's got another 2 million followers and 70 million likes. But I mean, if you don't know who he is, it really doesn't matter for this one too much at all. I didn't know who he was until this controversy, and it's one of the more absurd ones I've ever witnessed on the internet. But I think it's best if he just explains it through his apology here. Very somber. Not at all performative. I'm sure he needed the 7 seconds of him just looking downtrodden.
I have made a terrible mistake when I chose to make some content involving the cosplays of P. Diddy and Justin Bieber.
Oh man. Like is that where you thought that was gonna go? Is that what you were expecting from the tone of this video? I cannot imagine at all that anybody who doesn't know about this would guess that ever.
And I have hurt and I have caused pain and suffering to an immeasurable amount of people in the cosplay community, in my community, my fans, my friends, and especially to those who are victims of traumatic experiences and violence in their lives who have felt dismissed due to my insensitivity, my lack of forethought.
You can really tell this is an anime guy. The way he talks, it just does not come across natural at all. It's one of, and I mean, a lot of these are pretty performative, but this is one of the most performative YouTuber apologies I've ever seen. And show the title here too. Do better. Public apology regarding the baby oil cosplays. It's just what an absurd title for a video. Do better. Public apology regarding the baby oil cost. I mean that's just phenomenal. But I'll put that away.
And understanding and care to even post this type of content, let alone even get into these cosplays in the first place. And I have a lot I want to share. I have a lot I want to talk about. But guys, I am so truly, genuinely sorry.
Should have done it without the performative voice the entire time. Then that would have helped it seem at least a little bit more genuine.
And I am holding myself accountable to this. I understand that what I did was wrong. And I know how hard some of you guys are hurting. I know how some of you guys are still hurting. And I have absolutely no excuses for these actions. I have no excuses for what it was that I did. At the end of the day, what I chose to do getting into those cosplays and making that content was horrific, unacceptable, and morally wrong.
Wow. So real bad from the way he's describing it. And, look, I'll say definitely, no, it's not in good taste to do that costume, P. Diddy and Justin Bieber, but other Halloween costumes are like serial murderers and stuff like that. P. Diddy assuming he is guilty of, the things he's being accused of, or at least a decent chunk of them. I mean, he seems like the type of guy that you would wear a costume of, right? Like maybe it's too soon or something like that. And we'll come back to his apology here. But now that you've seen a little bit of that, here is
Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Diddy. What do I gotta do for this?
and the P Diddy guy is wearing a mask of some sorts, and when I heard about this on Chud Logic stream, they were speculating whether or not he was doing blackface. I'm trying to, I don't know, um, if they confirmed whether or not, but he got interrupted by a conversation with Willie Mack, so that was not a conclusion that I'm aware of yet. Uh, I mean, like, really, he's acting like this would have traumatized people that he did this. I mean, come on. Is there anybody like is this even a thing that was alleged of P Diddy that he pinned people down in the bathtub and just just unrelentingly sprayed them in the face with baby oil? Like, what? It's not even really making fun of anybody there. Oh yeah, and it's Justin Bieber specifically, right? So I don't know. I don't know. Seems a little bit of pearl clutching.
Do I have to go to the freak off?
And then they've captioned this, the person who uploaded, this is tacky, distasteful, and this kind of behavior and mockery of the real pain that real people went through has no place in this community. Hope y'all had fun making your skit, though. Like Squirmy Face? I don't know what that one would be called.
I gotta go to the freak off.
I got some baby oil. You got some lotion?
No, I need baby oil. I know you got all the baby oil. You got it. Oh! No! No!
I got some $4. Hey, what should we do with?
And there's a couple more. Here's just a picture of them together right outside a tent. He posted that to his story there and at D Pity, which is this is what D Pity usually does. He's Deadpool thing. That's what he does. But he decided to also go as P Diddy. I don't know if he has. Oh yeah, this is a picture Chud. I saw Chud pull up and speculate he was Asian, which definitely looks like there's legs. There's legs to that theory. So that would be blackface, and he would be a horrible, evil racist on top of an offensive costume haver. But let's see, we got at least one more video. I'll read that caption. But WholeWheatPete is a good guy, in quotes. You all said anytime an allegation came out, well, here you go. Here's your good guy. Mocking grape victims. You can have them. Already unfollowed mutuals because you're sick to find this funny. He's already untagged himself, only a matter of time for a dirty delete. It's like if you don't want somebody doing this, wouldn't you want them to delete it? But then you call it a dirty delete. So you're like shaming them for doing them what I would think you want them to do. But I look at this fucking image here. Oh, I was right. Dirty delete. Too late, you sick fucks. And so this is WholeWheatPete replying to somebody who sent him the video. Hey, I know it probably doesn't matter to you, but I am genuinely really sorry for making a video like this in poor taste. I honestly wasn't even too aware of the whole PT stuff, and I just joined a video because one of my friends asked me to. I do hope you can forgive me for this mistake, because I honestly feel really bad. I removed everything after being informed of this, but I still feel really bad for joining in on the idea, so I am sorry again. It's I'm having a hard time picturing a person that like what conception does this person have of P Diddy before all this? At least supposedly that you knew enough to do a costume of him with Justin Bieber, but didn't know about any of the more suspect stuff. I don't know. It was there for a long time. Is that all that this is? Okay. I think there might be one more. Oh no. Okay. Okay. So this is for later. That's for later.
You know, when it was like the day before the convention and I had like a small sliver of availability on that next day, um, D Pity reached out to me and asked me, "Hey, do you have a light Yagami wig? Would you be able to throw a Justin Bieber cosplay together really quick?" I didn't put any thought into it.
Okay, so the Deadpool guy reached out to him. What? I mean, he must have some y- like some association with P Diddy that he has a name that's so similar, or at least he's played on that a few times before, I would think. But to just pull this out of completely nowhere is wild. You didn't see this getting some backlashes, even though it seemed like a lot of people in person thought it was funny. Like, definitely some audience members, unless you have a little bit of an edgy audience, probably are not going to be chill with that.
Um, all I had really known about the whole the P Diddy scandal was the memes on the internet related to the freak offs and related to, you know, like the baby oil thing that happened. And I've seen some random memes here or there. One example being, right, like Justin Bieber getting patted on the wire. And I'm not trying to make this as a justification, I'm not trying to make it as an excuse. I had enough knowledge where I should have made the decision that this content should never have been done, that I should have never accepted. Yet I made the choice to engage in this content for the sake of humor, for the sake of a Diddy meme, and, you know, as soon
Disgusting and tasteless. Oh my goodness.
as I went ahead and we posted this content, you know, unfortunately, there was no one there to discourage us from posting it. There was no one there at the time telling us, guys, this is disgusting. You've got to get out of it. And that is absolutely not an
I mean, what a weak thing to say. Unfortunately, there was nobody there to peer pressure me into doing the right thing.
excuse. I'm just letting you guys know, in objective terms, my thought process during that day. But I want to let you guys know I was trying to be immediately accountable for my mistake. As soon as that content was posted, I had immediately gone into action and taken that content down after receiving comments and messages from my friends, from my
But guys, I knew it was wrong, and you can tell that I knew it was wrong because after I posted it, I immediately deleted it after some people responded to it and told me that they thought it was bad. Like, what? Why did he start that off as if he did it of his own volition? He he got pressured first and then decided to take it down. Like, it doesn't even make sense. If you knew something was bad immediately when you post it, why would you have posted it? Or maybe somebody else posted. No, he did post some of it at least. Some of those screenshots were from his account.
fans. What are you doing? This is absolutely disgusting. And I went to them individually to apologize. I went to apologize to people that I didn't even know because I felt
Yeah, and nobody here that you're talking to knows you either.
So horrible and sick to my stomach that I would allow this content to be posted on the internet. For those who are wondering, I am referring specifically to one of the videos where it was a recreation of a viral meme I had done earlier back, the Kurapika drowning in the bathtub, except instead of this, we have replaced Kurapika and Gon with P. Diddy and Justin Bieber. And instead of
What an absurd statement. You know, I don't know the anime characters' names or whatever that he's talking about, but that's what that bathtub video is. I think he's saying is that that's a video he'd done before with other characters, and so that's why he did the drowning them in the bathtub with baby oil. Okay,
water, it was baby oil. And
I think I want to hear that again, actually.
done earlier back, the Kurapika drowning in the bathtub, except
Yeah, a little bit more.
videos where it was a recreation of a viral meme I had done earlier back, the Kurapika drowning in the bathtub, except instead of this, we have replaced Kurapika and Gon with P. Diddy and Justin Bieber. And instead of water, it was baby oil. And when I looked back at that, and I put myself in the shoes of those who are victims of SA, who are victims of violence, I had so much regret, so much shame in myself.
I mean, it is killing me how performatively he is delivering this message. Just, and you know what? That's on me. That is on me. Like, just stop. Oh, right, my God. Like, you just come out and say, "Hey, guys, I did this costume, and it's now that I know more about P Diddy, I realize like this was completely wild and not cool for me to do or whatever. If he really feels the need to back down on it, which I mean, he clearly does, and when we see some of the people responding to this, you'll see why he feels so much pressure to act like this. But even then, I still think he's overdone it.
That I had even thought this kind of behavior was acceptable. And guys, I am so sorry. I know how hard it must have been for everyone to see that kind of content.
I mean, I had a very easy time. Wow, that was great. But I want to say that was one of the highlights of my day.
And it must have been
I mean, like, look at that man.
and it must have been
It's just like, stop. Who believes that? Nobody experiences the real world like that.
even harder for those of you who are my friends. You guys who we've made memories with, who you guys have put your trust in me. And we've shared so many experiences throughout these years, all to be thrown away. Because
Womp womp. Thrown away. Just chill.
of my lack of forethought and my lack of understanding on the severity of the situation, on how horrible
Ow.
this real life human P. Diddy was. I took the time to read about all of the things that it is that he is being accused for and already convicted for, all of his crimes related to sex trafficking, prostitution, all these horrible acts. And
Bad P. Diddy. Like, he actually has to come out and make a video and say P. Diddy is bad. Like, how do you get yourself into this situation where you're like, I need to go emphatically for 12 and a half minutes explain to people that I am not, in fact, a fan of P. Diddy.
And there's a side of this internet that is poking fun at this. There are people making fun of the baby oil and the
Mentioned.
Diddy memes, but that is absolutely no excuse. Because in that content that was posted, it could be seen as the victims being the punchline, and that is never, ever acceptable. Essay is absolutely not a joke, and I never would ever intend for it to be a joke. And I am so sorry for that, guys. I am
Adding guys onto that makes it hit a little bit differently. You were going strong, and then guys, chat, guys, subs.
so incredibly sorry. And I know I don't deserve anyone's forgiveness right now. I don't deserve anyone to defend me right now. I know what I did was wrong. And it was a horrible, horrible mistake that if I had the opportunity, I would absolutely never do this type of thing again. But unfortunately, it happened. And as a result, I have lost everything.
Lost everything. What? What do you mean lost everything? I mean, some people have distanced themselves from you, but what? What? You lost your family from this? Is your family disowning you because you had a tasteless costume for Halloween?
And losing everything didn't matter to me as much as the people that I hurt, who I cared about the most in my life.
Okay, is he talking about his family there or his friends?
I have not only betrayed some of my best friends,
Oh my God. He did a lip quiver.
betrayed some of my best friends, but the content that
That's nuts. No, that doesn't work. Oh, yeah, there we go.
friends,
That is crazy. That's crazy.
betrayed some of my best friends,
Okay, okay, that's good. But man, I mean, what else do you need to know that this is a performative apology? He did a
but the content that I made dismissed not only our friendship, not only their trust in me, but it also dismissed all of the victims in this world. And there's so many people, and I know how hard it is for you guys to share these.
I mean, see, you did a P Diddy Justin Bieber costume, and that was an affront to all victims. I mean, I think most of them probably be fine.
These experiences. And there are people who have even
And also, the vast majority of them will have no idea that this ever happened, right? And like, what you do you think doing this like made people think, oh, maybe P Diddy's all right? Like you're normalizing P Diddy or something. I don't think that's what happened, especially when you melt down like this.
shared these things with me. And that made me feel even shittier of a person. You know,
Just normal, regular pause. He was just collecting his thoughts there. That was exactly the amount of time he needed to pause to think about what he had to say next, I'm sure.
I can't control how others are going to view me from now on. I can't control how you guys choose to view me in the future. But I am at a crossroads. And I'm at a crossroads where I genuinely have a serious opportunity to reevaluate myself, to look at parts of me that I may not want to look at myself. What even caused me to even consider this type of content was remotely okay? To reflect on this action, on this mistake. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry, guys.
You better be, mister.
You know I'm human. Humans make mistakes. And I want you to know that I want to be better. I know I can do better. Honestly, I am better than this. And due to my
I mean, you don't even need to be a better person. You can just be like, oh, you know what? That was dumb of me. No, I didn't realize the gravity of that Halloween costume, right? Like, you can just ha pick up a little bit of knowledge on this P Diddy. You don't need to change who you are as a person because of this. Like, you shouldn't really need to grow, especially if you're telling the truth here and it was just a lack of knowledge, right? Like that wouldn't really make you a bad person if it truly was just a lack of knowledge.
lack of judgment, I've hurt so many people. I'm going to be taking an extended break from content for the time being. Um, I have such a massive burden that I now have to carry on my shoulders for.
Okay. Okay. Just again, remember, do better. Public apology regarding the baby oil cosplays. Like that, how is this the tone of the video for 12 minutes? Like that's just that is such an insane combination of things.
Not only the rest of my career, but for the rest of my life, knowing how many people I have utterly betrayed and how many people whose trust I have completely breached and broken. I'm really sorry, guys. I hope you can find it in you to forgive me.
Wow. That's I wouldn't be surprised if there's like a scene from an anime that he was just completely emulating there. That was it was so heavy-handed, overwrought. Just nuts, nuts. Okay, so here is Burlap, somebody who followed the whole wheat Pete. He says, "Hey guys, I have unfollowed and will not be associating with WholeWheatPete anymore. The videos he and another content creator, D Pity, posted were absolutely repulsive and not at all something I will support or tolerate. I am removing all of my content with Pete as best I can. I am so distraught. Essay, child victims, and actual crimes are not something you can make content about. The cosplays were disgusting. The videos were gross. unacceptable behavior. What do people think about this? Since he threw himself at cosplayers and conventions, I knew something was off. He's a little bit of a horny guy or something. Well, not gonna lie, sounds like you're friends with people until they do something everyone else doesn't like. This is the problem. I think this has happened before with someone else. I don't know who. It was probably something to make a joke and then it got put out of context. I know what happened, but like, is it really that serious? Fucking, huh? Cannot believe this happened. Thank you for speaking up. Hashtag respected. Dude, come on. Y'all were best friends. Talk it out. Have a heart to heart with him. Don't throw away something like that over something so small. Okay. Seems like pretty mixed response to that, actually. And DJ PRS says, I already knew that Whole Wheat Pete was a fucking weirdo, but at D Pity, you really endorse this shit? Dog, holy shit, you're so fucking lame. Well, it sounds like it was his idea. All right, yeah, again, so here's this guy's account, and this is what he was doing before. He decided to do the P Diddy. And then here is his response. I apologize that it took so long, as I've been trying to figure out the best way to address this. So here it is. I know that I hurt a lot of people with my actions, and that's never been the goal of my content. I've affected people, disappointed a lot of my friends, and bummed out fans and supporters. While I believe humor is the best way to laugh at dark situations, this was definitely not my best work. Shooting our Diddy content was a mistake, and all I can do now is learn from this. Let me be clear. I don't condone any form of essay. Like, okay, yeah. Like, I get feeling the need to make an apology for this or walk it back or whatever, but the idea that you need to say you don't condone essay because you did the costume and did those skits, that is a bit much. The extremely egregious acts surrounding the Diddy case are repulsive, and I denounce them completely. I was not fully thinking about the consequences of how a video like this would be received. I did not consider how hurtful this would be to victims of SA. I did not realize how wearing a mask of a person of color would be an affront to those in the black community. I was wrong. Okay, so this guy, the P. Diddy guy, saying he did know about all of P. Diddy's stuff, but he just didn't realize people wouldn't like it. But WholeWheatPete is saying he didn't even know about all this, all the real bad P. Diddy stuff. I don't know. As for why the reel that still exists on my feed, I decided not to remove it because I don't want to hide anything from the community. I look at that as D Pitty's #1 worst hits, available to everyone to view, scrutinize, or ignore. Let this be an example for others on what not to do when trying to create content for the purposes of entertainment. Hopefully, if any good can come out of this horrible situation, this can be a lesson for those hoping to film content for shock value and spectacle. It's not worth it. I own this mistake and will not hide it. In due time, I will eventually delete it, but for now, I will leave it up. I know that I may not have much currency at the moment, but I'd like you all to please stop fighting in the comment section. I appreciate anyone who's defending me, but I don't want to see any more violent rhetoric. I understand people are passionate about this, but we don't need any more hate and vitriol. The situation is terrible as it is, and I don't want to see hostility spread even further. Man, there's a lot to this apology. My goodness, 2 pages. With that said, it's time. I'm done. I realize that my presence in this community that I love so much needs to heal, and it cannot heal if I'm still a part of it. Oh, wait, he's quitting? I don't want to cause drama or make anyone feel uncomfortable, so I don't mind letting go. This doesn't remove all the good times I had with everyone, the memories and the friendships. Again, I'm so sorry that I disappointed everyone. In the past decade, all I ever wanted to do was to entertain you all. Somewhere along the line, I started straying from that simple concept. but I hope you understand that it was never done out of spite, malice, or trying to normalize unacceptable behavior. Those who have participated in past videos are all well aware of the concepts and collaborated willingly. Okay, was that in question? Now, looking back, I realized that this last video was out of line and frankly, mean-spirited. It's something that is just not who I am. I need to address the root cause of why I allowed this to happen and will continue to work on myself away from the public eye. I'm not taking anything personal either. I understand that many people don't want to associate with me and have to uphold an image, so I'm not blaming anyone distancing themselves. So he's saying, he's basically implying there that some of the people are distancing themselves just because they think it'll be bad for his image. So it seems like he's kind of saying there, tacitly admitting that what he did is not that bad. That's how that comes across to me, at least. I know I can't control how the public perceives me online, and that's okay too. But for those wishing for my self-deletion, I hope you don't treat anyone else that way. I don't read online comments, and I'm not going to take my time replying to a mob that's sending me death threats and wishing my family harm. This was my doing. Don't condemn anyone else to hatred on my account. They don't deserve that. No one does. So he doesn't say here that he doesn't deserve death threats. Lastly, while I expect to be treated very differently after all of this, I'm going to continue to conduct myself as I always have, with kindness, love, and respect. I'll seek to improve and learn from my mistakes. Thank you for the support for so many years. I am really going to miss you, and it was an honor and a privilege to have provided so many with entertainment and laughter. Be good to one another. Farewell. With deepest and humblest apologies. R. R. Okay, that must be his first name. Starts with R. Robert, maybe. I don't know. But I thought that was just a wonderfully entertaining controversy. The idea of getting yourself into this situation alone is pretty hilarious. But then the way this guy apologizes is just nuts. It's so overwrought. And I mean, it's really hard to take it seriously with how overly dramatic he is. And then D. Pity says he's just done. He's not going to do Deadpool cosplay anymore. Like, man, I get, I get if a lot of people contributed to a lot of backlash for this, but that just seems insane. Just one guy's ending. I mean, it sounds like he's ending his career. Maybe he's gonna pivot to something else, or I mean, maybe it's not actually his career. Maybe it's just a hobby. But, well, womp womp, I guess.